Hello, YouTube. You won't be hearing the spiel too much longer because August 1st, Ustream goes dark for all of us using it for free. So we'll be on YouTube Live. But for now, what you're watching is a recording of a live stream on ustream.tv. And again, we'll only be there for another month um, until we are graciously asked to leave, unless we want to pay $100 a month to stream occasionally. So, yeah, it was good while it lasted ish. So hang on, let me get my windows sorted here. I just got online, getting all set up. Oh, that's good, Joan. Gail and Dorothy popping on. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm just going to get started. I'm going to do a couple things today. I'm going to make some rose gold watercolors that I'm going to use for little giveaways for the art retreat weekend in July. So, but first, I've been really intrigued with gold foil. Hey, Jan. I've been really intrigued with gold foil. I always have been, but I kind of got, I don't know, a little bug for it recently. And I watched a video on YouTube, Stephanie Law, Law. And she gave a really good demonstration on how she uses gold foil in her art. Her watercolors are so cool. I signed up as a Patreon recently, actually. Um, they're so cool, so detailed and mystical. I mean, they're really, really cool work. But the way she does foil is different than I've ever seen it done before. And she's got a really good tutorial out there. So if you're interested in that, check out Stephanie Law's page, and her Patreon is really cool too. So first I'm going to set up the first stage of the foiling because it's going to take a while to dry. So let me look at this monster. Can you believe this is a large and that's a small? I'm guessing I should have gone for a medium. This one's teeny tiny, and this one's like, I need to eat my Wheaties and take some Geritol to use that sucker. And I got my mask ready to go. And I'm going to make some rose golds. Get my pigments out of there. This is the glass that I'm going to prepare. So I'm going from scratch and trying to make these the proper way now. Oh, I have to laugh as I say that. And I'll show you what steps that I understand it to be when we get there. These are brushes, rubber tips, silicone tips, and I have this ruling pen that was actually sold with a little kit I got from SAA. They're in the UK. Joan, you and Dorothy will be familiar with that. They actually sell masking fluid brushes and a little kit with some masking fluid, the brushes, that pen, and an eraser. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Tam. So we'll play with those when we get to the part of using I'm not going to use it for masking fluid. I'm going to use it for the sizing to make the gold foil stick. And I got an itch to try to find a reasonably acceptable rose gold foil. And they had 3 different ones. This is more than 2 lifetimes of rose gold foil. Each one looks a little bit different, and pretty sure a few of these are going to get shared for the art weekend too. But we'll look at those. I'll open those up when we go to put foil on. But the first thing, I just took this little scrap. This is a Yupo piece, and this was trimmed off of a piece I mounted. I think this is the one that went to Zachary, my nephew. But very similar colors to the one I did last week, or whenever that was. So I'm going to take, now these are Core. This is Core watercolor grounds. And never been used. I've had it for I don't know how long. Oh, Lord. I might have to call my husband. My thumbs are double jointed. See how they bend backwards like that? I can't see what they do. They bend all the way backwards, giving me no oomph to grab something really hard like that. Ah, crap. Oh, there we go. Lordy. Scrape that off in there. So, what she did, I believe, you guys know how my memory is. I might have forgotten what the hell she did already. But I'm going to take a cheap brush. A cheapy chintzy brush. Oops, hello. I wonder which one. This one should be thick enough. These are little Craft Smart brushes I bought years ago at Michael's that were like a few bucks for a set of a gazillion. But I love those little handles on here. Those little ergonomically correct handles. So now, did she water this down or did she use it right out of there? All right, we're just gonna go with it. So basically, she paints on some of this watercolor ground onto the watercolor paper. Now I'm using Yupo, so who knows? Oh, you know what? I might grab a piece of watercolor paper and try it on there too. So let's see. This is a test. I guess it doesn't really matter where the hell I put it, right? This black's kind of boring. Let's do, I wonder if I can get like a circle. Like a coffee stain kind of circles what's in my head. Now, you know that's not what's going to come out. I guess you all know that. But we'll have a go. And I'm just going to do kind of loosey-goosey, as Oakley would say. Oh, that's really loosey-goosey. Oh, okay. That's not going to work. I guess I need more stuff. I want to build up a little ridge of height here. Oh, mercy. Let me bring it in a little bit closer so you can really see me screw this up. Hey, Dorothy. All right. So we're sold out for Maryland. I guess you guys saw that on the Facebook page. I must have forgotten a step because she certainly seemed like she had this a lot smoother consistency. I'll have to go back and watch that video for the third time. You guys like Oakley? I know. I get so many comments and emails from people I never met before telling me how much they love his videos. He's quite the little Dickens, isn't he? So this doesn't look like a coffee stain. It looks like a blob of a circle from somebody who can't draw, which would be me. This isn't coming out smooth as I wanted it to at all. Maybe is it the ground, the different grounds? Is it the brush? Did I forget a step? Oh, mercy. Well, good artists can put these good videos out there, but if a nitwit like me can't duplicate it, don't take that out on the artist that actually can do it. Oh my. So much for a coffee stain. Let me put a couple little blobs out here. Oh my. Don't try this at home, people. Learning curve. Hey, Janet. It looks like a Q upside down now. The hell am I thinking? All right, let's just do, let's go another way up here. And I'm just going to put down, well, they're not even coming out like blobs like I want them to, like droplets. This stuff's so thick. Maybe I just got to try to practice painting with it. I'll go back and watch that video again after this to see where I hose this up. Hey, Marion. But even though the shapes are look kind of funky, let's do this. Let's make a series of little dashes. That's even hard to do. Oh, that's way too much. Put that over here. This is, for the ones just coming in, this is watercolor ground that I'm putting over a watercolor piece that was a scrap that I did in Yupo. Trying to practice with using this as a base for applying raised gold foil on your piece. Wow, I really got to go back and see what she did, because that isn't it. Do not try that at home. So I'm talking, no worries, Patty, we watch paint dry. Well, we're going to set that aside. I'm going to do something else. That's why I wanted to do this first and get some slopped on there. And slopped being the key word, I was successful. Hey, CB. So, all right, I'm going to put that down. I'm just going to set this aside and let that dry while I carry on with the main thing I wanted to do today, which is get some watercolors made. So, on the website Natural Pigments that Debbie Epps hooked me up with, I bought just this 10 by 10 piece of glass. And now I think I know why it was so cheap on their site compared to others. It's because it's just clear glass. It's not, I guess it's tempered glass. It's not real sharp around the edges. It's been ground a little bit on the edges. But according to their directions on how to make watercolor, you have to rough this up so that it matches this kind of rough surface on the bottom of the muller. And to do that, you got to get this silicon carbide powder. Right? Got it on Amazon. Got my mask on Amazon, and this is not the mask. It doesn't match the picture that I ordered. The one I ordered had a little vent and stuff on it. Why the hell I got this one, I don't know. But it says it's good for particulate. So we'll see what happens. If I don't snuff it, I guess we're good. Now, I don't know if I can talk with this thing on, or wear my glasses. Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, hell, that's not how you do it. Everything's going to be a learning curve today. Oh, my goodness. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, so breathing in this is so hot, I'm immediately fogging up my glasses. Yeah. So, I don't know that that's going to work. Holy mother. You try to do the right thing. So this says to take about a teaspoon, which of course I don't have a teaspoon down here. So we're going to guess with my little spoon here. I'm going to take 3 of those. That actually looks like a little bit too much. And it says to use distilled water. which I don't have either. And I've already made a mess. So now I'm going to take a little teeny tiny bit of water. And I don't think it matters that it's distilled water for this because it's just enough to moisten the powder so you can grind it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of water out of my jar there. Doofus, Patty, it's just a joy to listen to you. Oh, thanks, Doofus. Do I know you? I hope I know a doofus. I'm a doofus myself. Yeah, I'm not worried about it for this, Dorothy. This is just going to get wiped off everything. It's just to grind this to make it rough is all it is. It's an abrasive. So I don't think the regular water is going to do it. But I got to get a water for me because I'm having a hot flash. Got to cool down the core. Hang on. A little mini fridge down here. Yeah, baby. My water of choice. Dasani. Alright, I think I need more water than that. It just sinks right through it like sand. So, let's see what happens. This might be like fingernails. You know me, but I can't remember my long fingernails. Well, I'm glad you're here. Whoever you are. Oh, God, this is probably going to sound terrible. You're mute if this is too much for you. I'd mute it if I could. Because I got to do this for quite a while, apparently. Oh, Lordy. Oh, my Lord. Sorry. Now, let me get one of my little scrapers. Oops, get out of there. What the hell? Oh, my. These big Tim Holtz scissors. I always screw up my little turntable here because it's tight. A tight radius where it's trying to turn. And hey, Gail. Just in time for me making a mess. You know what? I'm going to put a little more of this down. No idea if I'm doing this right or not, as we all know. And oh, that's alcohol. Water. I'm going to spray a little bit more water on here. Just a little mist. All right, here we go. Fingernails on the chalkboard coming up. I feel like I'm torturing you guys. Hang on, here come the thumb downs on YouTube. I can already hear it. Oh, Lordy. I'm going to try to get enough of a swirl in here to get most of this rough. Oh, that's good, CB. It's not good here. Hey, cat. like it goes away. I even added more, and it's like, where's that little pile? The people that know what they're doing on YouTube are probably going to have a seizure when they see what I'm doing. I'm supposed to do this for quite a while. That's where it is. It's hiding on the edges. Where's my... Another couple little squirts. For good measure. Tammy's turning down the sound. Joan's okay. I'm sorry. I'd be turning it off too. I should have Dave do this. Claim good physical therapy for his shoulder. Hey, Jean. Hey, Eileen. I am using silicon carbide to rough up the glass so that I have a rough surface to grind my own watercolors. I've always done it with just a palette knife, but I want to try to do it the proper way if I can. And so I got this plate of glass at naturalpigment.com. Debbie Epps sent me there. She said that's where she bought the kit for making your own watercolors. This is a piece that was in the kit, but I had this gigantic Muller. I was telling everybody at first when I signed in, and you guys probably saw this before. This is the large. This is the first one I got. It was small, thinking I'm only going to do stuff for myself. I don't need a small one. Hello, really? Quite the difference. So this is supposed to rough up the glass like the surface of the Muller is rough, like that. It's lightly etched. And that's supposed to really grind up the medium end of the pigment to make for a smoother, more saturated paint. If you're on YouTube, you may want to skip ahead. Holy mama. Hey, Cece. Oh my gosh. I am trying to use this silicon carbide, which is just an abrasive, to rough up this plate of glass. So I have a grinding plate to mix my own watercolors properly. So the sound isn't so great. I'm actually making some RoseGold CB for some giveaways for Maryland. mercy. I did get some, I spent a couple hours yesterday down here trying to get some stuff sorted. The packages that have been shipped here, I've unboxed them and repackaged them to condense everything, which made it quite a smaller thing. Not just people that sent here, but the giveaways and stuff that I have, which, to be honest, I don't know that they're spectacular. I have a few that are really nice, but I only have a couple of those to put in my door prizes. Well, the only reason I'm making my own Jean is because I want to make special colors that Engram or nobody has. Really. I would not do this for ultramarine blue, trust me. They do. They do, Jean, but instead of, I think this was $19, it's $120 for the plate that's already roughed. That's why I'm doing this. And I've seen people making them on YouTube that actually make quite a bit of their own. And this looks like they're using smooth glass. Let's see. Oh, it's working. Hang on. Huh, I wonder how much longer I have to do this. I'll do it a few more minutes, and then we'll see what we got. Mad scientist. I'm like, you don't know the half of it. You missed my first attempt at, I have it setting on the side. Cece, remember I told you I was going to look for some rose gold foil? Well, I found some on Amazon, and of course had to try all three brands to see which one is the closest to the color I really want it to be. I don't want it to be copper and then call it rose gold. I want it to be rose gold. Hey, Jean, you can never be too safe. At least I'm not working with fire this time. Remember that ordeal? Or my sewing machine. Whew, Lordy. Hey, Denise. Oh, crap. What did I just do? No. Hang on. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. There were all sorts of sewing machine issues. Well, yeah, we'll see. And I'm sure these will get shared into some giveaways in July. And, Lord. The one thing I forgot to do that they recommended was taking a wet towel and letting this glass sit and kind of nest into it so it's not doing this slippery stuff. Of course, I have a stack of newsprint on my nonstick cover, so got a little slippery here. Oh my God, I cussed that machine. I was going to have that machine repaired, and they said I paid $50 for it, and they said it would be $99 for them to look at it and figure out what's wrong, and then whatever the repair would be. And then I saw one on sale that was way nicer with a top loading bobbin, which apparently the bobbin was part of my problem. And so I took the $99 and bought that, but I don't think I've ever even had the damn thing plugged in yet. And how many years ago was that? 3 or 4? Come on. It's stuck with suction. Keep her moving. After this time, I'm going to take it over to the sink and see what I have. It's getting a little hard to handle. Maybe I'm just getting weak. Okay. Let's assume that that's done. I'll take that over and rinse it off too. Found my baby wipes. Yes, Denise, this is just carbide, silicone carbide. It's a abrasive material, like metal ground real fine, and water to rub it on this glass and let it etch the glass like this is etched. So the watercolor is getting ground. And it's not grinding the pigment any smaller. It is working the medium into the pigment better. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go rinse this off. It better damn well be etched. Okay, well, it worked a little bit. Not as much as I thought, but it's going to do for now. Now, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. All right, get rid of that. So here's what I ended up with. As it's drying, you can see a little bit more. See, clear on the edges still, and rough in the center. We're going to go with that, because I'm pretty much done with that for now. So I'm going to use Kremer pigments and Kremer watercolor medium. This is a pre-prepared medium, and I've tried the Schmincke and I've tried gum arabic. This is my favorite, and it even works with pigments that aren't Schmincke. That drives me crazy, Jean, when the chat doesn't work. But anyway, this has gum arabic, honey, and glycerin already in this liquid. So I'm going to do some of my RoseGold. I call it RoseGold. Close enough for me. And I'm going to use the Kremer Satin Silver. And actually, the last one I bought had a different name, but the number's the same. Apparently, the number is what you need to go by. 500008 will get you the same pigment. Yeah, right. Glass you don't want to scratch, you can scratch easy. The stuff I'm trying to mash up here, not so much. All right, so I'm going to start with kind of even amounts. And I don't know how much this the glass is going to hold. Clean off my spoon. And this one's actually in a jar, which is a lot handier. And this is the pigment called Calibri Bronze. Put that on there. Put a lid on that bad boy. Wow, the lag time is really bad. I just saw just now, of course you won't know when that is, me holding up this pan for the first time before I even showed you the number of the silver or anything. That's a huge lag time. So if I don't answer your question right away, you know why. All right. So now I'm going to try to wear this mask again, even though it's really not comfortable. Can't wear my glasses when I do, and I'm going to be muffled and probably have a heat stroke, so we'll see how that goes. Until I get this, the dust to settle a little bit, we'll try this. I love how that makes it look like a liquid metal. Let me try to zoom in a little bit more. And I never really measure anything, so I'm just going to use the palette knife for now. Trying to gently mix these up and get them wet to the point that I can mull them. Yeah, I know, Jean. So now you're a fan of YouTube after you poo-pooed it for all those years? You're not doing YouTube. We don't have any choice, do we? I need another, here we go. Yeah, Cece, I don't think you don't need the encoder software and all that crap like when I first tried it a couple years ago. I don't know for mulling this how much of this I need in here. I'm going to put another few drops and we'll see where that gets me. here goes nothing. Sorry if I sound like I'm being kidnapped. All right. Hi. Hang on, I want to see what Jean said here. I want to figure out how to be able to save the chat and do all that kind of stuff. I haven't even played with it yet. But I think it would be nice to have the chat when somebody replays it, have the chat visible running along with the video, because it is, I know it's hard when somebody's streaming. It's difficult for me to remember every single time a question's asked to repeat that, so when people watch it back on YouTube, they understand what the comments are. And there are some comments in the chat that you do not want to be seen in public. So that's going to be a problem. All right, here goes nothing. My first attempt at mulling watercolor. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that gets suctioned down there pretty good. Holy moly. I don't want to pull it off the side and drag the pigment out off onto my paper. Seems like a lot of the pigment is really sticking to that etch, which I guess I'll lose that when I go to pan these up, but I have a lot less than I thought I would have with what I used. That's all right. I'm not so much worried about the people, I'm worried about me. You know, every once in a while. It's not too bad. Wow, this is a lot quieter with that pigment in there getting smushed around. And I don't know how long is the right amount of time to do this. That's not showing up on screen as much as it's showing up here with the, let me see if I can get the shine to show with the lighting on that angle. Not so much. Well, you guys have seen it 100 times on here, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what this looks like in a pan. I don't know what the proper mulling, oh God, time is. Sheesh. Yeah, Denise, I do need hand. I do need some something non-skid. I believe. They, in the instructions that I saw, it said to set this grinding plate on a wet towel, so it kind of sinks into the wet towel. Not enough, of course, that the water runs up into what you're mulling, but come here, precious pigments. I want a smaller knife. Where are you? Is that the one I used? No, that's way too big. This one. It would Denise move if I still had it on the non-skid. I'd have to put I don't know, something underneath there. Hey, Marie. All right. Sorry, was reading chat. Didn't have a stroke yet. All right. So what I tend to do, and it's bass backwards from everybody I've ever seen fill a pan before, is I like to pick it up off the back of this so that I can like push it down. All right, well, there's half a pan. So let's see how many of these I can get out of this bunch here. Maybe 3 by the looks of it. Turn it around. And again, don't follow me because I don't do these to sell. I just do them for myself and friends, and I usually don't know what the hell I'm doing. So they work though. It gets the job done. Number 2. Now these will dry a little more shallow as everything settles and dries. Oh, Dot's streaming live now? Are you on Ustream or YouTube, Dot? I did not know that. Tap it on the glass so the pigment will settle. I've tried that, but it doesn't really do it as much as I would expect it to. It's pretty thick. I've tried that before and just some of the more liquid stuff popped out of it. And these little ones with my big hands are kind of hard to tap effectively. I'll try this one and see what happens. Ooh, that's a pleasant sound. Not so much. Oh, thanks, CC. It gets like wetter on top when I do that, but it didn't really go down any. I don't know if that's separating the pigment from the medium. Maybe I didn't grind it enough. But this is ground way more than I usually grind it, and it works fine. So, I mean, this stuff that I use all the time, this is only ground with using a palette knife on a what's I call palette paper. How do you keep it small when it's advertised on there that you're live? All right, I'm not going to clean this up because I'm going to do more of the same. So I'm going to go back undercover with my mask. So it's going to sound like I'm kidnapped again. with my mouth taped over. Oh, wouldn't, don't tell Dave. His dream come true. Can you limit who gets on there, Dorothy? Oh, unlisted and then invite people, kind of like a Google Hangout thing-ish. I gotcha. Like I said, I know enough to be dangerous. One, two. I'm going to make more this time. Getting ballsy. Well, that might be too much. Let's try that. Oh, you know what I've seen on a few streams? And I don't even remember who it was, but they were older YouTube videos. And I actually saw them on, I was telling you guys, I joined Stephanie Law's Patreon the other day. And she was showing these, what I'm about to show you. And I can't tell you how many times I've looked and searched and tried to find it and find that they're discontinued, eBay, nowhere. I already had them. Found them when I was cleaning up last night. Or cleaning it down here, cleaning around. And it's not the two that I wish I would have had, but they don't make them anymore. The Daniel Smith dry pigments. I have the gold pearl and shimmer pearl. I'd rather that been silver. But I have these. At least two of them. They're no longer made. Wouldn't I love to have got my hands on some more of those? But alas, I did not. Try to do some of this pre-mixing here a little bit. May need more white gold. Not sure. Probably should measure them. Okay. Alright, just trying to get this first mix in here to wet down the pigments so they're less prone to be airborne. Need some more juice. Yep. Might need even more. Definitely need more. Definitely. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Judy. Hey, Piccola. Yeah, I'm making some watercolors in my rose gold that I like. I call it rose gold. Closest thing that I've seen, actually. There's a an artist on, I found on Instagram, that makes her own rose gold, but she's got a palette that's multiple colors of rose gold that was supposed to be up on her site recently, but it took longer to dry than the other was and wasn't ready for her release date that she had. So I'm watching that like a hawk. I would love to get, you know what, I have to check the Kremer site. I don't think they have the dry powder in that Magic Indian Summer. Mama would like some of that. Yes, I would. Now, I think I might need another drop or 2. Or 5. You know, somewhere in the 2 to 5 range. All right. Let's get the muller going. Take my kidnap mask off. All right, now a little drink of water. Okay, I'm really amazed at this lag, how bad it is today. I should time it just for shits and giggles, as we say. It's probably not the proper way to do it. I need to get some distilled water when I go to the store. See, it does that. As soon as you start scraping it, pushes it all out. And I guess that's just the nature of the beast, because I've seen that happen to other people that sure as hell know more than I know. I wish I had the time to make this to sell it. Not that I'd make a lot of money on it, but I've had people email me about getting their hands on this from New Zealand even. And I hate to say no, but I just don't. I don't have it. I don't have the time. Hey, Zandra. Okay, here we go. Now, I can't imagine doing this with this one. Hi. I know. She emailed me, Jean, and said, I don't care what the shipping is. But the thing is, so many people ask me for it, and if I do one and not the other ones, then I feel bad. So I've just kept it to friends for gifts and stuff for now. Maybe if I ever live long enough to retire, could you put all you make in a pot and then add a bit of glycerin to the plate to get the rest of it off? I don't know. I'll give it a try. You mean just glycerin, or you mean the medium? I would think I'd have to do the medium, not just the glycerin. Well, I do have glycerin separate, actually, but... Oh, look at that mess. How it's stuck all to the outside. I wish Debbie would join in so I could pick her brain so she could tell me what the hell I'm doing, right or wrong. I guess she started making some. I don't get to watch everybody that streams and stuff during the day. I snuck on one of Dee Dee's the other day between email. Needed a mental break from emails and meetings. See, it's immediately right out from underneath there again. Definitely needed a non-skid setup. That's for sure. Ay, ay. Maybe I don't have to be this picky with getting it all up underneath there, since it only stays there for 1 or 2 rotations. After I pan these up, I'm going to check what I started first. Hey, Sophia. Hey, Judy. I'm not watching the chat very much. Making sure I don't run this off into the ditch, falling off the edge of the class. Cece, you'll probably enjoy, well, you won't enjoy my version of it, but if you go to Stephanie Law on YouTube, she did a really thorough tutorial of how she does her gold leaf on her watercolor paintings. And basically, she does it so it's dimensional, and she puts down little mounds and shapes of watercolor ground, lets that dry, and then puts the sizing on that, lets that get tacky, and then goes in with the foil. Well, apparently there's a knack to getting that stuff. I got to watch it again, because apparently I'm missing something, because maybe it was just a different ground I was using. It was core ground that I had. I have Daniel Smith, but it's black. I guess it wouldn't matter that it's black, because it's going to get covered with gold anyway. But then you have raised gold foil. It's really pretty. I know Cece's work, just the fact that you can produce what you produce every day, that's so cool. I mean, I really just, that's what drew me to you in the first place, was how it just speaks to my eye. Yes, I have a talking eye. All right, one more time, and we're going to color this baby gone. Done. Color me done. Hey, Sandy. Lord have mercy. This is work. I don't know how these people that make their own grind them by hand. Not just grind the pigments by hand, but then do this, mulling them all by hand. And then what they sell them for, they can't be making any money on it. God bless them for doing it, but all right. I have enough here for a couple full ones. My talking eye. My talking eye does not lie. I need a couple full ones too. So let's see. Oh, I'm getting myself out of my frame here. Let's take some elbow grease. I was watching, do you guys watch Otokano? 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 a new, fairly new watercolor YouTuber from the UK. Love watching her. She's got such a soothing voice. She does a lot of really interesting comparisons and swatching and stuff. Um, and she was saying that she used this Kremer pigment to mix watercolor, and it was literally liquid in the pan and wasn't drying for her. And I don't know if it was just if she got a bad batch, um, if she put too much in it compared to other ones. I don't know, but I've used the Schmincke and a couple different ones, and I have better luck with the Kremer myself. But that's just me. There's another full one. Maybe I can get another full one out of there. Susan, are you Susan from my first art weekend? Trying to get all the air out of the bottom there. So that made 3 nice full pans. And yes, that's right, Jean. I couldn't remember the name. Thank you. Um, well, she changed her name, so I wasn't sure who was who. This is like the cook's bite. Put the little extras in my big glob there. Okay, I'm going to put this aside for a minute because I want to see if the other, I wonder if I need to wash this off. Let's see if what Dot was saying will work. Well, I'm going to go with not worth the effort. I mean, if I had no more rose gold left in the world and I could get these few molecules up, I would do it. But other than that, Mama don't got time for that. Craft ass. All right, I'm gonna take this over to the sink. So I got 3 full and 3 halves out of that effort. So yeah, I'm gonna go rinse these off, and then I'll be back and we will go on to, well, let me see if this is dry first. No, not really. Okay, we'll mix another batch. We shall continue. Hang on a minute. I need to write something down. It just popped into my little pea brain. Code to phone. All right, let's give it one more go. And by that time, this other thing should be, oh, let me put my mask back on. Take my glasses off. Here we go. I just eyeball it. All right, now I'm going to need my other bottle of medium. Got to back up. Just happen to have, this is a 250 ml bottle. It's a plastic bottle, but it's the same stuff. All right. You wouldn't want to do this when you had allergies. If one of my sneezes would blow bottles and all off the desk, so. Good enough. We'll get that in it first and see what happens. I'm so quiet when I'm doing this. Who am I? And what did somebody do with Patti? I might keep this little bottle. I don't know why. Maybe I can clean it up and put a little bit of distilled water in there to have handy. Oh, I bought some, when I was on my quest for rose gold foil, I was watching somebody on YouTube. See, I looked at the chat and I don't know what the hell am I even talking about. Oh, it might have been Otto. Odo, I don't know. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not saying her name wrong. I really love listening to her. These scrapers, for one, she had a link to Jackson's art in the UK. And I went out there and and a brush or something that she mentioned. And then I thought, I wonder if they have any different kind of foil. Well, they did. And they had a lot of Italian foil. Mama like anything Italian. And so I bought a few that are colors that I never heard of before. One was called Moon Gold. One was called Caplane, and one was a champagne gold. So I thought, well, while I'm doing this and paying for any shipping from there, which actually is not really unreasonable, I'm going to order some. And they weren't so cheap. And then I was watching Stephanie Law, and I ordered just a few sheets from Etsy of genuine 24 karat foil, which I will use preciously. I think it was about $13, I think, for 5 sheets of the uh, 24 karat genuine stuff. This is a pre-mixed medium. This has gum arabic, honey, and glycerin already incorporated in it. It says, don't eat, drink, or smoke while you're using it. Okay, here we go. All right, let me get my mask off. Whew. Remind me to never get kidnapped. I do not like my mouth covered up like that. And I could still talk. It's just too hot. Surely there has to be an easier way. I'm thinking my Cuisinart might do a good job. Yeah, I'll put the cigar out, Safia. Good tip. So, I think most of you guys know we're sold out for Maryland. There is a remote chance that one of the ladies might have to back out last minute. Waiting to hear a surgery date for a family member, and as long as it's not in our week, she should still be able to make it. So fingers crossed for that. Yeah, I was thinking, CB, that my maximum was 30. But actually the seats, the way like that theater setup that we have, and how it comes out and flanks so everybody can see the screen. There's 28 tables there. And to get more tables, it would really scrunch it up in the back and be uncomfortable. And I don't want to do that. And that doesn't count. That's why we're 29 sold out, because of mine up front. That's not in the... we definitely have to go to Kremer. Whether I know what the hell I'm doing or not, I want to go. So, you know what just hit me, CC? I wonder, when are you planning to drive home? Maybe well, I don't know what class they're having then. That's the thing. I say maybe we could just pop up, grab Xandra and pop up on the way as you go north after the event. I don't know. I have to check the schedule and see what's up there. So it would be easy for me to get a few days off that next week, because my boss is on vacation too, so it'll be slower at work with him out. I'll be out the whole week of the event, getting last minute things ready and prepping for the cookout and all that good stuff. Oh, Jean, Happy Die is coming. I don't know if you knew that or not, or if you're in touch with her. CB, I think you should go. I really do. I think you should go with us. You'll already be out here if we can get there. But again, I don't know. I don't want to do just the regular watercolors myself. I want to do the fancy ones. I like fancy. All right, let me get some pans. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta make another full one. I need to buy some more half pans. Mama gonna need some half pans. Hazy, it doesn't hurt to ask. It does not hurt to ask. I'll send him an email telling him I have some people in Maryland for a art retreat, and since they're only a hop, skip, and a jump. 4. Who's 4? CB going? That would be awesome. And I know last time we wanted to go, Amelia wanted to go too because she lives in New York. And she's coming to in July. So, and I would be willing to bet another 1 or 2 might say, "Hey, I want to go too." Maybe we could have them work in our own private class. Oh, there's Tam. Okay, got another one. Kind of thinking Joan might extend her vacation. Oh, I don't know about her flight though. That might be an expense to change your flights. 2 flights. My nose itches. Oh hell, I stuck my thumb right in there. That may be a bad place for me to be. Loose in person in the Kremer store. Oh, mercy. Mercy, mercy. All right. Cook's treat. patch my little hole there. All right. No, Ange, don't send it weekly or monthly. It's too much to keep track of. I know everybody, whoever has asked me that, I've had to tell them no because it's too much to keep track of. I use PayPal for all my personal stuff, and to keep this money separate from that money and where to put it in an account that I know to keep it separate. Can't do it. Um, but I always tell them, if you can send me $10 a week, put it in your own account $10 a week, please. It's in New York City. Who's that asking? Sandy? It's in New York City. Nope, can't do it, Denise. I wish I could, but I can't. It's too much. It's a pain in the ass to collect 2 payments from each person and keep it separate from all my other stuff. Thank you. I figured you were, but just in case you had a moment. Bye, Safia. All right, I'm going to walk over to the sink and rinse these bad boys off. And I'll be back and we'll mess around with that foil. And mess may be the operative word. That's what I do, Ange. I have under our main account, I have probably 5 or 6 different separate accounts for different things. Uh, and one is called Art, and that's for the Art Weekend girls when I transfer their money out of PayPal to try to track it. I have it sitting in a separate account of mine to keep track of it. Okay, so now this was a scrap piece. Oh, look at that out of focus. Hello. Focus, 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 focus. This was a scrap piece. Let me pull out a little bit again. From one of the Yupo pieces I made and mounted for my nephew. Now, if you look at Stephanie Law, and I have to go back and look at that again to see how she made this, she put this down smoothly. Because there is nothing smooth about this watercolor ground that I put down here. It's got peaks on it, which is going to tear the foil. That was supposed to be a coffee splot, and it was so thick and goopy it looks like a Q. I'll hold it this way so it doesn't look like a Q. Yeah, it looks like an upside down Q. Imagine that. But anyway, it's enough on there to maybe try it. I don't know. So the next step she did was to paint sizing, and she used a different kind of sizing. I'm just going to use this stuff that I have, the Mona Lisa stuff. And I have maybe I'll use this one. I have these rosemary. No, these aren't rosemary. This is from SAA in the UK. Where's the camera? They're actually sold as masking fluid brushes. Focus. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And it's got bristles. I don't know why this is specifically a masking fluid brush, but it is. So now I'm just going to put the sizing, not masking fluid, the sizing on. Top of this mounded up watercolor ground, so it gives some dimension to the foil. Now I don't even know if this is going to work because it's so sloppy and rough. It's real jaggedy and pointy and not smooth at all. Maybe I was supposed to water it down. You know, my memory's pretty shot, so I have no clue what I've already forgotten about a video I watched twice this weekend. Pitiful. It's pitiful. But we're going to go with this. I'm not watching the chat while I'm doing this because I want to try to get it just on the ground and not too much of it so it stays too wet too long. Look at this blob. This is ridiculous. I don't know what the hell I did. But we're not backing up now. We're plowing forward. We're going to try something even if it's wrong. While this dries, if I forget in the next 20 seconds it takes me to cover all these, remind me that I want to show you the difference of those colors of foil that I got from Jackson's. Hi, Susan. Yeah, these are not good. This looks like sharp. You know how you can get molding paste to go on and pull up a palette knife up so it's like stucco almost, sharp like that? And there's a hunk going off the, I guess that was still wet. I should try some of the black that's Daniel Smith. This is Core. And I think she used Daniel Smith ground, and I don't know how different it is from the Core. This feels pretty sandy and thick. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. If I just don't... Well, my brush skills aren't near what hers are. And painting with something gloppy like this for the first time. Not so much. Get that out on my brush. Okay. Hopefully I wasn't supposed to shake this. Last time I shook it, it got froth on the top of it, and I couldn't get it to go on smooth. Stir before use. Oh, crap. Watch it not have everything mixed up right now. Ah, help me. Help me. Help myself. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try some of this, the black Daniel Smith. Oh, wow. This is much smoother. Holy moly. Maybe that's my problem. Because look at that. See this? That's the black watercolor ground. Here's the core. It's really much thicker. It doesn't move. And it's real sandy. Maybe that's my problem. We'll try. Oh, hang on. Let me go chase my brush. All right, let's see. Wow, completely different texture. Now I might boob this up too, so let's go somewhere off the edge here or something. I'm just going to hold my the end of the brush and let it go kind of free form. See what happens. That's still really difficult to get a bead down like she did. Let me see if I can find a picture. All right. What's the easiest way to find a picture? Oh, it came. Oh, damn. It did come right up on my Instagram, but it flipped when it refreshed because that was from earlier this morning. So let me, I can't remember her Instagram name. Indulge me. My speed through my feed. What the hell's her Instagram name? Come on. Let me try something. Oh, there we go. Ha! Okay, got her. See how that looks raised? And how smooth that is? That's not at all what's happening on my paper, but that's what I'm trying to do. That's really cool, though. It's gorge. And look at it around that head of that horse. You guys got to follow her. Here's her name on Instagram. Come on, baby. There you go. SPM Law. SPM Law. And she's got a YouTube channel that is Stephanie Law. And this is the demo that she did on there. All right, so not happening here. Oh! Let's see if I can just try to get droplets of this. Meld it up but not pointy that it's going to tear the foil, because that stuff is like working with air. That's better. This is still kind of crappy. I don't know how she does that. I gotta go back and watch that. Maybe the third time's a charm. This is too fat to make it kind of swirly around here. Lord. Not good. Okay, let's just make more of these. Maybe I can make one look kind of like a comma kind of mark, like I tried to do there. See if I can get that raised up. These might take too long to dry on the stream. We shall see. Oh hell, I went outside the lawn. Okay. Patty, I wonder if you could use Heavy Body Gel Medium, because what you really want is the height. So I'll end up covering it always. I don't know. I would think so, CB. I bet you this lag is close to 2 minutes today. As I'm saying this, I was just showing you the white watercolor ground in the jar. Oh, a stylus. That's a good idea. Of course, she did use a stylus, but so anyway, with the ground, the medium, I wonder if that would reactivate the watercolor. Well, let me do that while I still got this wet here, CB. Hang on. Let me give your idea a whirl. Now I gotta find. I have like 400 styluses. Where are they when I need one? There we go. I see you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. CB, you're too smart. That's why I keep you around. Oh my God, it's so hot and humid here again too, Ange. I hate going out in it. That's why I'm doing this on a Sunday afternoon, because Mama can't take it. This is a good way for us inept people to try this, to get some height. Good idea, CB. You so smart. Ah, by George. I think you got something there, kid. I think we're going to go get some steamed crabs tonight. First ones of the season. We're getting some work done on the deck. I hope it's done by the time you guys get here. Well, as long as Dave can get to the grills, we'll be okay. We might not be able to sit out there safely, but we're having a roof put on over the deck, and then we're having the deck expanded so the grills can get out in the open space and not undercover. That did work pretty good, CB. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but we'll set this aside again. So, Cece, I don't know if you're still on or not, but these are the 3 rose golds that I ordered from Amazon, and they were fairly inexpensive. None of these, they were all under $10 for this batch, each batch, I think. I don't remember how much. So now I just have to remember where the hell they were from. So I'm just going to rip a little hunk off. That one to me looks a little coppery. And I'm going to keep it here. Oh, see it blowing around? Just from, I don't know what from, me breathing. And then this one, oh good, there's a piece hanging out from where I tried to look at it before. That one's nicer than this one, I think. And this, I think, is the one that I like best of all. Stuff in your face. I wish I was stuffing mine. I will be stuffing it soon. A little snack and then later go for crabs. What time is it? Almost 3. When did I get on? 12:30? 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. All right, this is the one I think is going to be the better match for what I call a rose gold. Man, they're hard to, how am I going to do this? Maybe I will just spritz this with a little water. This is just a piece of black bond paper. I'm trying to get these not to fly all over the creation. See if they'll stick with just water for these testing purposes. 1. This is kind of a weird way to do this. And I don't know how these are going to show on camera. None of them, oh, I have copper. Hang on, let me lay it next to copper, or what is actually called copper. Copper leaf, here we go. Did they just change the name and call it rose gold because that's the thing now? Did I get sucked in by marketing? Possibly. Put this one up here. Most probably did. So that's copper. They're too shiny to show up on camera, I'm sure. But in person, they honestly don't look much different than the copper. This one's a little tad, to my eye, to the bronzy side. This one looks really similar to this. This one is lighter than the others and would be, to my eye, more of rose gold, which you can't really compare it to that. It's all too shiny. But my pick is this one, and this one is called Bullet Face. I got that on Amazon. Right? And it's got a cute little Ziploc bag. So, yeah. That's my pick. But honestly, like I said, they're all really pretty close. So I think it's just probably copper foil. That's just me. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, and here, let me show you these while this, kill some time while this other stuff dries, that ground dries. This is the genuine gold leaf. Is that sealed all the way around? Yes, I will need some skizzers. And this is very, very precious. There's 5 leaves in here. Believe it or not, looks like there's nothing in there. And I got the kind that are on the transfer sheets, so it's a little easier to handle. But that's the real stuff. So I'm going to try one little teeny tiny piece of this when this dries over here. Because that's one thing that I think Stephanie was saying in her... Hey, Jen! That she would... Oh, thanks for the link. That she was saying on her... I don't know if she said it on Patreon or if she said it on her YouTube video about some of the difference in the looks that she gets is because in some cases she uses the real. Was that her? That might have been somebody else. Who the hell was it I was watching? God, I'd have to go back and look. But it was somebody who was covering a whole canvas with the imitation stuff and saying showing the difference between that and what the real stuff looks like. So this is Handover. This is from Jackson Art in the UK, but it's Italian. It comes from Italy, and this is the white gold. And these, I believe, are on transfer sheets. I think that's how I ordered everything. so much easier to handle. But anyway, this person that was putting down covering the whole canvas with the gold foil, she actually took just a piece of wax paper, put out the loose sheet like these were, laid the wax paper over it, and burnished it with some cheesecloth just to press it down, and the static electricity made it like one of these transfer sheets. So I thought, oh, you're very smart. So there's the white gold. I don't think I had any white gold. I don't know what the difference between that and silver is. I can't imagine it would be that greatly detectable. But I was on a full gold foil spree. Oh, you know what? It might have been Safia. I don't recognize that name. I can't remember her YouTube channel name. But I do remember she showed I did watch a video where the lady showed a link to her book um, at, at the beginning and end of her video. This one's called Caplain, Caplain, Caplain Gold. And it's, hello, in person, it's a little different than the white gold. It almost has a blackish, certain angles you see like an antique-y looking sheen to it. I have a bunch of the Mona Lisa, the imitation foils that I used on my tiles and for different things. But I want to try incorporating some when I do those see that? I watched the chat and whatever I was saying is gone. Right now, I'm just showing you this for the first time on screen. And it's minutes later. I think they're just doing it now to piss us off. This one's champagne gold. That's really pretty. Of course, it's so shiny. It looks different in person. But that's really a pretty gold. It's very pale. They had another one. It's called green gold, but I had to cut it off somewhere. But they are all different. They look similar, but they're different. This one is called moon gold. That's similar to the champagne, yet a little different. Very hard to show that in person. I mean, on film, on video. Get in there. All right, so there's that little bit of happy. Let's see where we are with this. This isn't near dry yet. This is tacky like it's supposed to be. So let's start playing with that. I'm just going to use this rose gold. It's a good Ziploc bag, I tell you. Do I have wax paper down here somewhere? Surely I do. Where would you be? Aluminum foil. Where and why would I have had wax paper here? I wonder if deli would work. I'll try a piece of deli. Deli's like the miracle paper. We'll see if that works. If not, we'll just have to have it flying around a little bit. So what I'm going to do is lift this up. Of course, now the air conditioner thing turned on, so there's, I can hear it moving. I don't feel a draft, but that's what had this stuff floating around before. Um, I don't know that this is going to work. Probably I'll just make more of a mess. It's not very waxy. And we got nothing. Except for the black that got stuck in there, which now is probably not 3D. Okay, going smoothly as predicted. Let's, where am I for room here? I'm going to take a little teeny tiny piece of this, or not. And let's just put that down there. You waste a lot of this stuff when you do it. Lord, don't start coughing now. I just thought this one would look good with the rose gold on it. But the thing is, it's not going to burnish very smoothly because this ground is so sandy. I always think when I think, oh, good idea, I'm going to do that. Never comes out the same. Sounded like Oakley. Wonder where he gets it. Yeah, pewter. Thank you. That's what I was looking for, Kathy, with the little blackish bits to it, or sheen to it when you turn it a certain way. That's what I was looking for. So I don't think this is going to look anything like hers did. But I'm hoping that black dries in time that I can try it on that. Oh crap, after this dries, I got to put the sizing on and let that dry. So I'm guessing no, that won't happen on this stream because I'm not too far from being on 3 hours and I got stuff to do. All right. Here's the real imitation. There you go. Thanks, Afia. So now I'm going to grab one of my little stiff brushes. Maybe this one here. It's kind of like a stencil brush. Oh, but you know what she did though? And I'm going to do this with deli and a brush because I don't have the proper burnishing bits here. I'm just kind of try to get it all to make contact with the sizing. Oh shit, look what I did. I put it in the black again. Hello. Sweet Moses. Oh, I also got a couple rolls of gold foil tape. I got a silver one and a gold one. I thought that would be interesting to use for some application. Can you believe I did that? Oh. No, I'm not going to mess with that, Dorothy, because I've got so much of this stuff and it's just so messy. It ends up being like pepper. And I've got jars of this stuff. More than a few of different colors. So I'm not going to bother doing that, actually. She was talking about gathering it all to collect the bits that are gone. And the brush is in the black. Like, am I on another planet or something? Yeah, see, this isn't really making full this doesn't look good at all. So let this be a lesson to you kids. This must still be wet. This is just a mess down here. Okay, those that know what they're doing with foil are probably having a stroke. But never claimed to know what I was doing. Now, there isn't actually enough there to keep. If you were going to keep it, if I didn't have any, I would, but I'm not worrying about that little bit. Yeah, nope, not good. Not good. Yeah, this was still wet down in the deeper. That was piled up pretty high down here. Patty, your leg is really bad. I typed a while ago, and that's the one thing. I know, Kat. It's really bad today. And I know on YouTube, if it's a couple seconds, is most I've seen. It was a little bit more when it first came out. When I tried it, it was maybe 5 seconds, which is nothing compared to Ustream. So this, I would say this is a fail. And I think it's got to do with how clumsily I put this stuff on and how gritty this core watercolor ground is. I didn't get a smooth surface. And apparently I didn't hit it all with the sizing because some of it's still showing and then some of it was still wet. So this is all what not to do with gold foil. But I don't know if you can see the rose gold any better on this piss poor example of using rose gold foil. Just trying to show you the color. Pay no mind to the... Yeah. Well, that's going in the shit can. As well as this. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Okay, so before I go, I want to show you one more thing. One more? Cece, I will get you some of this summer. Okay. I saw this on a video. I guess it was on a video. YouTube gets me in trouble. But anyway, I saw this and I thought, as much as I like shimmery, shiny watercolors, and as much as I like nice watercolors, I was wondering how I didn't know about this before now. So I go to research it. Gone, sold out everywhere. I found an Etsy buyer that had the set of watercolor pans they were selling without the case. Well, the case isn't a problem. I can do that. But this was a Schmincke limited edition. It's an 18 half pan set of pearl watercolors and golds. So they have a yellow light pearl, yellow pearl, red pearl, magenta. I'm not going to say pearl 18 times. You get it. Magenta, violet, blue, cyan, blue, greenish, no, green. Oh, green, pearl, bluish, green, ochre, brown, pearl, reddish, black pearl. Then they got rose gold, red gold, yellow gold, antique gold, light gold, and white gold. How could I not try those? So what I'm going to do, and we'll see how quickly this goes. I might not be able to get it done today because I have a pan coming from, I think it's wet paint that had the, where is it? it had the Schmincke, they had another Schmincke limited edition that had that metal tin that's got like the watercolors splattered all over it. Hmm, suck me in. So hang on, let me, I had another tin that I was going to put those in. Where the hell is it? Hang on. No, that's only 12. What the heck? I know I had an empty 24 pan around here. Seriously? This is what I get for organizing. I could have sworn I did. Wow, I can't believe how bad the lag is. I walked across the room, looked around, come back, and I'm still burnishing on the gold foil at this point. I don't know if anybody's timing that or not, but that's a heck of a lot of lag. Um, I'll be up in the shower by the time this thing wraps up when you guys are watching it. I know, right? Well, Safia, to be fair, if I can sell it that way, I went through my stash and I actually had some sets in here that I never really used, and I put them in the donation pile for Marilyn to do drawings. Some of them are slightly used, but I don't think anybody would care about that if they didn't have any watercolors or wanted more. Okay, so I don't have the 24 pan to put these in, but I'm going to see about opening these suckers anyway and see if we can swatch these real quick. And Schmincke wrapping is probably not possible. When I had my full set that I got, I remember these were a little annoying to get unwrapped, although they're wrapped very nicely. I'm anxious to see if any of my that's not good. That's not good. Come on. Are you serious? Wow. Alrighty. I'm going to lop off a finger. It's only a matter of time. If these are all stuck like this, it's going to take me forever. I wonder if it's because they shipped from like Hong Kong in this heat. Look at that, another one. Well, that's kind of pissing me off. Well, 2 for 2. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm just now at this point showing you that rose gold. Let's see. I'm going to put a timer on just for shits and giggles. Let's see. Where's my timer? Clock. Timer. Okay. So I'm going to start this right now when I'm getting ready to open up this red pearl watercolor. So remind me to look at that when I do it. Oh, 5 minutes. No, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Stopwatch is what I want, I guess. There we go. Okay, red pearl, begin. There we go. Let's just let that run off to the side, and I'll try to pay attention and see when I'm actually seeing myself on screen do that. Gosh darn it. I assume they're all going to be like this. What the hell? None of my other Schmincke colors did this. Where's my... Where'd that go? Oh, it's in the water. Hello. That should not be doing that. I don't know if it's the pearl formula or if it's because they were shipped halfway around the world in the heat of summer and probably laid out in my mailbox until I got home from work that day. I don't know, but that's not making me too happy. Oh my gosh, I haven't even opened the first one as I'm watching the recording right now. I'm just reading off the names. What the hell? This is ridiculous. I'm going to be happy to go to YouTube after all this crap. But these, when they were swatched, you know how some of the metallics, you don't see them as well on white ground as you do on black? These showed up equally well on the white. Get my thumb underneath of that plane before I end up at the urgent care up the street. I had to stitch my thumb up last year. I was making a double batch of my baked beans for a friend having a big party. Dave was somewhere, most likely golfing, and I sliced the crap out of my thumb, and it would not stop bleeding. And I texted him and I said, I was working with it for like 2 hours trying to get finished from when I cut it, and it was still bleeding. As soon as I moved the paper towel, it was like too much blood. I thought, oh shit, I'm going to have to take myself up there. So I texted him. I said, where are you? He said, 5 minutes out. I said, all right, step on it. I need to go to urgent care. I've been bleeding for 2 hours. And I went up, and I just had to get like 3 stitches in my thumb. But it was just in one of those real awkward parts where you can't really use your thumb, and it keeps breaking it open because the way it's going to bend and all that good stuff. So that was a pain in the ass. Pain in the thumb, too. I wonder if anybody else has opened like this when they got them. Okay, so I'm already on 4-minute lag, and I haven't even opened the first pan yet, and I've got 6 open. So, go figure. Maybe it's just the nature of this formula. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. Not good. But the tin that these were supposed to come in was a cute tin. That's probably why the guy didn't sell it. It was an 18 pan tin, so it was more square, and it was 3 rows of 6. So that's, I'm guessing, why he kept the pan. I don't know if he ordered the whole set. I'm sure that was expensive. We ordered the whole set just to get that pan, but hey, I've done crazier things. Who am I to judge? I'm trying to remember who I saw swatch these. I think Otto might have got these. Was it Otto? This one didn't, not much came out of this one. That one opened pretty good. And look, it's my favorite color, green, pearl, bluish. Huh, that one did a little bit better too. Maybe it's the something to do with the, well, no, that blue pigment was still like that. This one's not even worth scraping off. That one's pretty good, actually. Okay, wait a minute. Is that the red pearl I'm opening now? So, okay, I missed one, two, three, red pearl. So there we are with the timer, and that was just a few seconds I missed it. So 6.5 minute lag. Thank you, Ustream, for being free. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. My next stream may actually be on YouTube. I think I'll give that a whirl and get her fired up. I just don't have the time to do a lot of techie figuring out stuff at the present moment. By the time we get back from the art weekend, Ustream will be history. So we're going to have to get it fired up at some point. Fire it up. This is the black pearl. I'm anxious to see this one. I did see him. Oh, this one's really stuck on. Wonder if because these were a special edition, they didn't set up and dry as much as long to get them out. I don't know. What the hell do I know? They usually, I'm sure they have pretty stiff quality control because, well, they're German. So this is the one they call RoseGold, and whoever I watched swatch it said they would not call this RoseGold, and I agreed with what I could see on screen, but I'm anxious to see in person. Not that I need another RoseGold watercolor. I think I might have enough, but you know. Nothing looks rosy about that in the pan, I can tell you that. It looks like what I would call an antique gold. I don't see any reddish bits in there, but I know sometimes they look different. In the pan than they do when you wet them, so I'll give it a fair shot. And this one's called Red Gold. I'm getting a little hungry. I'm going to need a little snack before we go get some crabs. Joan, we were talking about going where we took you and Paul. That's, well, the same owner, but a different location for Mike's for crabs. So they have one closer to us than that one. That one just has, you know, a little bit nicer ride and view. That one's yellow gold. This one's antique gold. Lord. I thought for sure I found an empty 24 pan black tin. And I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with these until I get one. Ay, ay, ay. Are these pans marked? Do they match the labels? No, I don't see that number. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, mama, that's fine print. There's a number on there, but it doesn't match anything on the label that I see. That's not helping me. I know they're really good, aren't they, Joan? They make them different here than they do anywhere else. Some places in Florida claim to have Chesapeake Bay or Baltimore steamed crabs. Not so much. It's probably got to do with the pollution in the water up here. I don't know. They is delicious though. And we should be getting some local crabs in now. Last one. Oh, I might just swatch them right on there. There you go. That'll make it easier for me. What time is it? 24. If I ever change the format of the art weekend, maybe after I retire, I can make it longer and we could do an outing and like go somewhere and have steamed crabs or something local. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let me have a little teeny tiny little brush. That's a number 4. Is that too small? Oh, it's brand new. It's still got the stuff in it. Yeah, I love eating the crunchy legs off of a good soft shell crab. Okay. Here we go. Usually the Schmincke lift really nicely. This is the one that's really mounded up on here. Can't get my brush in it really good because of the way it's humped up there, but well, now I've got all my workspace jacked up. I'm not going to be able to do... How the hell am I going to do this? Didn't plan ahead very well, did I? I'm going to do, while I got my brush dipped in there, I'll do the same one on black. This is really awkward. I've boxed myself into a corner. Let me pull the camera out more. That's a little bit of help, but not a whole hell of a lot because I'm right-handed. That was called Yellow Light. This is yellow. I'm going to squirt these a little bit. Where's my squirt? Here it is, right in front of my face. Start loosening that up a little bit since they're so rough. They lift nicely, they're just rough. I'm kind of hurrying to do these now because I really got to get my rumple-lump in gear. And you can't really see the shimmer on these as well until they're dried, which is another reason I'm trying to step up the process so you can see them dry. They're really vivid on the white. I mean, they are in the black too, but the black kind of goes without saying. If I snuff it, somebody please tell Dave how much we got invested in watercolors. Don't let him give them away at a yard sale. I think I'm liking these better on white. You know how some metallics, when you put them on black, you see a lot of the like silvery shiny and you don't see as much of the color? Well, we're going to let that dry to be fair, but this one is blue pearl. Trying to get this worked into a lather so it kind of smooths out the surface. This one's really pretty. This is cyan blue pearl. Wow. Hello, lover. That's really pretty. In my opinion. Oh my gosh, Sandra. No kidding. I always tell Dave, I said, don't. If I snuff it, get Donna over here to help you. Figure out what I have because between this and all my lamp work and stuff that I haven't used for years, I wanted to try to sell it, but it's so ridiculous. I was made one offer while they were here in person, and it was such a lowball offer. I said, no way. I'll burn it first. No pun intended. Probably offered me 1/30th of its value. Not going to happen. Who knows? When I retire, maybe I'll get back into doing it. God knows I have the whole setup. So if anybody out there is a lamp worker and is interested in a whole setup at a reasonable price, but not a stupid price, let me know. And I'm not going to ship it because we're in Maryland and that stuff weighs a ton and the glass is very fragile. So I'm not going to ship it. But if you find yourself here or you're local, come on over. Now this is a pretty color. This is brown pearl reddish, and that looks more like anything close to a rose gold I've seen so far. It's still too much red for a rose gold, but oh hell, I didn't put it on here. Oh, I didn't put the last two on here. You guys are letting me slip. What's going on? That's ochre pearl, but it, which of course makes it look kind of gold. This is kind of a cross between rose gold and that magic Indian summer. Cece will know what I mean. And I think Joan has that in that palette you got. I got you from Kremer last year. And this is the black. I don't know if they're selling any of these individual now, or if it was a once and done thing. Oh, that's pretty. That's a black pearl, but it's a real shiny. You know that one black that's in that what's that set we got? CC and Xander, you guys got to have that set. The it used to be Fine Tech. It used to be Fine Tech, but it's called something else now. They have a black paint in there. It's supposed to be a pearl, but I don't see any pearl in it. This is a lot of pearl in this one, actually. All right, one more row of this. Now this is supposedly rose gold. And I don't see any rosy bits in there at all. Maybe that means something different in German. I don't think so, though. Rose is kind of rose. A rose by any other color wouldn't look as sweet. I should be a poet. Now this is red gold. Now I do see a little reddish hue in this one compared to the other one. I mean, they're beautiful, but the names don't line up with what my eyes are telling my head. They really do show up great on the white. That's why I splurged, because like the interference colors, I mean, they're beautiful, but I'm not a huge fan. I got way too much water on there. I'm not a huge fan of those because you lose them on white, unless the angle's just, you know, just the particular right angle and lighting. You lose them on white, and I don't like to lose them on white. I do not. This one's antique gold. This is more like a regular gold to me. Gold. That's a good description, too. I should not be complaining. See what I mean? How these are breaking apart on the black? See that red one and the yellow one? How the pools that are still wet look like the color, but when they dry, they look mostly silver. Not a fan of that. This one is called light gold. This is like a moon gold or a champagne. That's really pretty. Really nice, really nice. This isn't watercolor paper either. Oh, I did get some black watercolor paper. Oh, see, Xandra, I'll show you that. I get to play with Xandra next week. Well, not really going to class with her, but she'll be staying here next week when she goes to some classes at the Queen's Ink next weekend. So, okay, let me let these dry a little bit. Now, what did I just say I was going to show, Xandra? I mean, my memory is that pitiful. Grace, now I gotta wait 6 minutes for somebody to answer me. Is that absurd or what? Xandra, what was I just saying? Yeah, Calero pearls. That's what those other ones were I was talking about. Xandra, what was I going to show? That's a hell of a note. Oh, the black watercolor paper. Thank you. I'm telling you, this is not good. So this is from, I think it's called Fabulous Fancy Pants. And it's called the Blemished Black Watercolor Paper. And it comes in torn sheets. And it's cotton rag. And it's really, see how rough it is? If I can get to show you, will it focus? I have not tried it yet. And I don't want to just slop something on it right now. I want to make these count because they weren't cheap. And I only got a few of the, what are these? 5x7s and 8x10 I think I got. Yeah, these are the 8x10 and 5x7. So it's just a few sheets of each. But that's from Fabulous Fancy Pants. Oh, Lord have mercy. So somebody was using this. It's Strathmore Artigan coal black paper. It's not watercolor paper per se, but they said if you don't put a ton of water on it, that it will kind of be a good fake. It's a lot thicker than any kind of most cardstock. 60 pound. I think this is the same thing. Why I don't have a cover on this one, I don't know. Let me splash a little bit on this one while we're talking about black paper. And I'm anxious to get the... Oh, here's the case for making papers for anybody that saw that on Instagram or me talking about it. These are papers for watercolor. And these are small pads. They're like 6x6. And there's 72 sheets of watercolor paper, but it's colored watercolor paper. So that'll be fun to play with. There's kind of a taupe, a pale yellow, kind of a muted pinky peach, more of a, I don't know, baby coral-ish. And then kind of a muted blue. And my favorite, that's really pretty. That's a little more green in person. It's more turquoisey. And then this is more like a denim-ish blue. So that'll be kind of fun. And then I thought, what the hell? Circular paper. It's in circles, but it's mounted on a square. Now, I don't know if that peels off or pops off or what happens there. I do not know. Or you just cut it out. It's a different texture where the circle is than it is on the outside. But they were on sale, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try it just for shits and giggles. And then this one is the one, this is, they call it grid paper. And I was expecting it to have lines on it, but it's not. It's, I think Xandra showed this, that she got some. Will it show up? It's like, there's grids, but it's like embossed. So it'd be kind of cool for swatching stuff. There you go. You can kind of see it. Right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x5 squares. So 25 squares on a sheet. But it might be a cool layout for those who like to swatch and keep a record of all their stuff they have. Oh, almost fell off my chair. Not good. So let's try. I'm going to grab some of my rose gold here. Now here's my rose gold. And this is the one that Schmincke calls rose gold. Not so much. Not rosy at all. I think mine is much more what I call rose gold. I think you would agree. And that, to me, is just as yellow gold as any yellow gold I've ever seen. Right? It's all kind of hard to see on camera. So let's see if this is dry yet. Not all the way, but enough for argument's sake that you can see the shimmer in these is pretty magnificent. This is the black one here on the end. Come on. These two I really like. And this, well, I like them all. But I am not going to call that one rose gold. It's a travesty. So here are all of these same colors in the same order on black. And you can see, even though the camera is not exactly replicating this, what you're seeing is mostly silver. Like a silver sheen flash. Now, I don't know how these are made up, so I don't know what's in there that causes that. You can see at a certain angle, you can see some of the color. But most of the cases, the golds are what show up more true to color. But the colored ones aren't really as, they're better on white, which is the reason that it sold me. And Schmincke's not cheap, but I think I got these for, I think we're shipping everything from Hong Kong. I think they were $90. But they were a limited edition, so of course they're more. I didn't get the tin though. I'm sure there were more with the tin. But yeah, now this is drying down. You can see more of that pinkiness in there. And nothing but yellow in there. And I mean bright yellow, not... Anyway, okay. I'm going to move upstairs. And like I said, I'll be in the shower and halfway done by the time that what I'm saying now catches up to you guys, because the lag is closer to 7 minutes today than 6 minutes. So that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, thanks for hanging. And I'm going to jump off of here, and I'll talk to you good people later. Bye, YouTube. And now I got to name my recording. Hopefully it's recording. Bye, YouTube.